the smoothest place on the planet. Smooth jazz. Beach Radio.
E.Pruitt featuring Maurice Itzen here on this beautiful Smooth Jazz Friday evening. Hey, good evening to you listeners. We've got E.Pruitt here in the house. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. Thank you, Louis, so very much for having me on.
Hey, you're welcome. Hey, what can you tell us about Echoes?
Uh, wow. Echoes was written actually in honor of a very, very good friend of mine who passed away not too long ago. When I moved to Seattle, I just happened to walk into a music store one day, a store called Northwest Guitars, and I met the son of the owner. The owner's name was Kevin Fallon, and Kevin and his family basically completely took me in. I started teaching at the store probably about 3 weeks after meeting them. The store was newly opened, and it turned out that he and I were both from Kansas City. So I was basically a shoe-in. But Kevin was one of those type of people that everyone knew, everyone loved him, and he was like the dad of everyone. So Echoes is in tribute to him because you meet people in your life as you're going along, and things that they teach you, things that they say, things that the ways they make you feel, and so on and so forth, echoes throughout the rest of your history. So sometimes something will happen and you'll remember something that somebody said, and I have so many beautiful, fond memories of spending my holidays at the Fallon household. And yeah, that's what Echoes is about. The what you put out to other people's lives and things like that comes back in some way or another.
And how long have you been playing?
October 15th, 1977. I know that. I know that because when I was a kid, that was when my father took me and bought me my first bass. And when we were going through some of my mom's belongings in '09, she still had the receipt from it. And after all this time, I had no idea that she still had kept that because I had the usual discussion with the parents. Well, you can't do this. You're not going to be a musician, blah, blah, blah. I kind of deal like that. And to think that she had saved it that many years, and now it's in my office or in my home studio in a under glass. So, yeah, that's about how long I've been playing.
Wow. Jeez. That's awesome. Hey, so in the industry, you've got a lot of new people. What would you advise them starting out?
Oh, man. I think the thing about it is that so many people are trying to emulate something else. And what you want to think about is what makes you unique. What is it that you want to do, that you're putting a spin on things and doing something a little bit different? I mean, think about some of the artists that you've listened to and that some of the listeners have listened to over the years to make them go, wow, that's kind of like that, but it's completely different. Think about, let's take Stevie Ray Vaughan, for instance. I mean, yeah, he was doing the blues type thing, but he really, really put a different kind of twist on what he was doing, which just propelled him into something completely, into the stratosphere. And I think for artists nowadays, it's, you realize the reality of your surroundings. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of different ways to put your music out. You got to be true to yourself, and you got to just keep up with the grind. But you have to definitely be aware of what your value is and how you can do things.
Right on. Hey, well, we've got another track called Steamy Nights. This is by E.Pruitt. Stay tuned. bassist. How you doing, E?
Fantastic. Another fantastic, blessed day.
Right on. Hey, what can you tell us about Steamy Nights?
Ooh, okay. Steamy Nights. I am a huge fan of late night drives. Late night drives in the city, late night drives along the beach, things like that. And just the feel of that song came to me actually driving between Las Vegas and California, out through the desert. And it was obviously a warm evening, and the moon was completely so full that you could see the entire desert almost as if it was sunlight. And just the groove and the feel of that just kind of came into my head. Started tapping my foot a little bit and humming it, and that's how that whole song came to be. It's just that feel of a nice night drive, nice and cool, and just letting your mind go. And that's what that whole song is based around.
Any trivia for that song?
Any trivia for that song?
Yeah, that we should know.
Huh.
Okay.
Can't think of anything right offhand.
Right on. So the title of the new album that you're working on is called
Bass Graffiti.
And how long have you been working on it?
It's kind of crazy. Bass Graffiti has actually been a thought for quite some time, to put an album out and so on and so forth. But I've been playing so much and had been playing so much that I hadn't really put in a whole lot of thought on really putting an album together. But then the idea was kind of still clanking around in my head. And at one point I was playing a outdoor gig and met one of the other artists that you play here on the station named D.S. Wilson. And D.S. came up, and I think Steamy Nights may have actually been one of the songs that he heard. And he's like, hey, do you have anything out? And I'm like, I throw some things out every once in a while, but nothing major. And then he told me to check in a few things and speak to a few people. And then I end up meeting Alan Hardwick, who was my agent and the head of the record label now. And he basically talked me into the same thing. Hey, let's do something. Let's make something happen. There's some good music to put out there. Let's start working on it. Let's get the files together and make something happen. So all of this has actually just started to come to fruition within the past, I'd say, year and a half, maybe 2 years. Getting all the music together and everything, and then making sure that we were funneling everything in the right direction and doing things the right way. So that's how that came about. And Bass Graffiti is, not every song on it is the same kind of feel. Just like when you see graffiti on a wall or something of that nature, different artists doing different things. And so some of the songs are completely different. It's like, oh, this one sounds like this and this one sounds like that. So it's a mixture of different emotions, so to speak, musically.
So in your mind, why do you feel that this album needs to be heard?
I am a huge fan of making people feel something. And again, like echoes, things come about that you hear, and it will make you feel a certain way, or a certain smell that brings your memory back to something of that nature. And I think musically that is a huge thing. I saw a quote the other day that someone said that it isn't the beat, it isn't necessarily the music or anything of that nature, it's the memory that it brings back to you. So you think about some different songs that you listened to as you were a kid or growing up, and it made you think about something in particular, like the first day you met the woman you would marry, or the time that you were headed to get your first job or something of that nature. I think bass graffiti has a lot of different stuff on it that I think people will enjoy, and I think it will make them feel something. And that, like I said, I'm a huge fan of feelings, leaving something positive if possible.
Nice. Well, we appreciate your music. What do you have coming up for shows?
The full band will be, the album release party will be in August, the 29th at Bake's Place in Bellevue, Washington. It's a beautiful, beautiful venue, and it'll be a full band gig. So it'll be Akeem Finch on percussion, and John Anthony on regular bass, so to speak, Chris Harris on drums, Mario Pierce on keys, Richard Radford on keys, and Maurice Itzen on saxophone, and I'll be doing the lead bass melodies and things like that. And so that's the main big show that we have coming up. We've spent a lot of time, and we're spending a lot of time getting that show absolutely perfect. So it'll be something like, if for people who like to go to Jazz Alley, this will be a show that they will definitely want to see.
And for more information, they can go to where to find out?
They can go directly to my website, which is epruittbassist.com. I'm updating it regularly. There's a lot of gigs that are solo gigs that I'll do around the area as well, but the Bake's Place is the main big one, the main big push for the Bass Graffiti album. But I'm also doing a few wineries around Seattle, and all those dates will be on the website, along with all the other, cool information, some links to videos and things like that, and stuff that's happening.
And how do you prepare for a show?
Well, first of all, every one of the musicians that I play with are amazingly talented individuals, and so it's hard because everyone is working all the time, playing different gigs, doing their own thing, but we have to figure out a time that we can all get together and rehearse. And what I'll do is I will make a YouTube set list of all of the songs and just email that out to the band. These are the songs we're doing, 10 or 15 songs for about an hour, 2-hour set. And I'll email that out to them. And then they're able to, and then we'll say, okay, we're going to hit these songs at this rehearsal and these songs at this rehearsal. And then at the end, we'll do one big rehearsal for all of it together. And that's the plan. So we had a rehearsal a couple weeks ago. It went amazing. We're going to be putting some of the new, not just the Bass Graffiti album, but the next album. We're going to be putting some things in from that album into this show as well. So it's mainly us just trying to figure out the time when everybody can meet and get together, and we have a good time and have some fantastic rehearsals.
Totally understand about that. Hey folks, we've got Good Day coming up next by E.Pruitt. Stay tuned. Good Day by E.Pruitt here on Smooth Jazz Beach Radio. We've got E.Pruitt in here in the house. How you doing, E?
Doing fantastic. It's so great to be here. Thank you again.
Right on. Hey, we're glad to have you. Hey, so what can you tell us about Good Day and for our listeners?
Okay, Good Day is actually was actually written by Peter White, guitarist Peter White, fantastic smooth jazz musician. I know you've probably played him on the station. Um, he he's one of those artists I really like listening to on a day when I'm just kind of kicking back or doing something in the studio, around the house, whatever. His music is just so nice, and I just had had some of his stuff playing in the background, and then I heard Good Day, and I'm like, wow, that would be a cool tune to cover. And since my bass is tuned a certain way, I knew I could get those tones of his guitar with a little bit of a different tone, actually, on bass. But I felt that the band could really make that song feel good, and we went ahead and got into the studio, Robert Lang's studio, and recorded it. And before we went in and recorded, we wanted to do something a little bit different, so we kind of changed up the end of it a little bit, to give it that P-Funk type groove to it. Because the idea is, it's like you're having a really nice day of being on the beach, the smooth jazzy part, and then you head into the city for a nice night. So that's when it gets a little bit funkier towards the end, when you're getting into LA or into Seattle for an evening on the town. So it has two different feelings to the song. But Peter was gracious enough to let me know it was okay to record the song, and he liked the version of it, so it's out there.
Right on. Well, a good song it is. Hey, well,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much for dropping in. We really appreciate it. Listeners appreciate hearing more about E.Pruitt. And they can go where to find you?
They can go to epruittbassist.com at any time, and also just doing a search on YouTube for other videos and other songs that are out. And yeah, just reach out. Also through Facebook.
Right on. Well, thanks again. We're going to finish off with the Spider. Stay tuned and stick around. We've got more smooth jazz coming your way. Stay tuned.